Hi guys, for today's video, I'm going to be testing out and reviewing the Bali Body Self Tanning Mousse. So if you guys watch my channel or follow my Instagram, you know how much I love to self tan. I do it weekly. I just love being super bronze. It's something that I've been doing for a couple of years now. And I generally use the Loving Tan Ultra Dark Mousse or the Skin Drop Natural Self Tanning Lotion. So I wanted to try something else because I use those constantly and I thought, let me just see other self tanners, what they're about. And I have seen this one a few times and I thought, let me give it a try. So I got the shade Ultra Dark because that's typically what I use in self tanning products. So in today's video, I'm gonna be showing you guys the application. I'm gonna be showing you what it looks like in the morning after the tan has developed. I'm gonna show you what it looks like after it's washed off, and just telling you the pros and the cons, what I like about it, what I don't like about it. And I'm also gonna be comparing it a lot to Loving Tan. Because that's also a mousse, I feel like that's the best option of the two that I use to compare this to, and just let you know kind of what I like about one or the other, if I would recommend it, and just show you what it looks like. So that's what today's video is. If you are new here, don't forget to subscribe. I post new videos every single Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Also, you can hit the notification bell and you will get notified every time I do a new upload. If you are not following my Instagram already, I would love to have you there. It's rachelfreeby_. With all that being said, let's go ahead and get into the video. So I have some notes written down that I have just jotted down as I thought of them, as I was applying, as I kind of see how the tan wore, and things that I just wanted to let you guys know. So to start off, this self tanner, I got it off of Ulta. It is $30.95 and it's 6.7 fluid ounces. So that's quite a lot of product and a very good price. Just to have an idea, my Loving Tan is 4 ounces and it's $39.95. So you get more and it is cheaper than my Loving Tan. So that's kind of the price and the size, so you guys have an idea. It is a pretty big bottle, and I do think this is so cute. I love the packaging. It's that like soft matte, and it's just really beautiful. I love that. A little bit about this, you can wash this off 1 hour after you apply. I never do that. I like a really deep tan, so I always keep my tan on for the longest amount of time that they say to leave it if you want the deepest tan. The description said that you can leave it on for an hour, wash it off, but if you want the deepest tan, leave it for 4 to 8 hours. So I just slept in it, which is what I normally do. It's kind of nice because it's kind of like a express and a gradual tan all in one, which I thought was really cool. So I'm gonna go ahead and explain to you guys the application process. I'm gonna insert some clips of me actually applying the tan. I started off by my regular routine the day before. I exfoliated, I shaved, I got everything prepped for tanning, and then the day of I did take a shower, but I didn't add any lotion, I didn't do exfoliating, none of that. I find that my tan sticks the best to my skin and soaks in the best when I exfoliate and shave the day before. So I went in with just clean, dry skin, and then I just go ahead and go in by doing a few pumps on the mitt. I did notice that this has a very, very green undertone. As I was applying, it looks very green, but I did find that as it settles into the skin, that green tone goes away and it turns into more of a bronze color. But that undertone is very strong when you first apply. So I first noticed it's not a great smell, but it's nothing crazy. I almost felt like this one smelled a little bit more sunscreeny, and Loving Tan smells just like tan. If you guys self tan, you know that self tan smell. This one smelled less like self tan and just a little more sunscreeny. I did notice that this Bali Body self tan dries quicker than my Loving Tan. I noticed that I had started to apply it and I could already kind of see where it had dried down, so you do have to work faster with this one. I would not classify this as a beginner friendly self tanner. I do think Loving Tan is a way more beginner friendly tanner because it doesn't dry down that quickly. You've got some working time with that one, and I find that I just never really notice mistakes with Loving Tan. It's really beginner friendly. So for this Bali Body one, This is more for seasoned tanners, people who have self-tanned before and are comfortable with it. Something that I thought was interesting about the formula is that it did dry down quickly, but when I was all done applying, it kind of gave me this sheen to my skin, this moisturizing glow. So I did really like that, and that did soak in, so I didn't feel sticky all night or anything like that. But I did think that was an interesting formula thing, that it dries quickly yet makes you look very glowy. I get asked this question all the time about tanning. Do you put it on your face? Do you put the mousse on your face? Do you put tanning lotion on your face? Do you do your skincare before? Whatever it may be. So typically, no matter what, I do my skincare before tanning. It depends if I'm gonna put tanning product on my face or not. Sometimes I do and sometimes I don't. The day that I tried this, I didn't, because I am really struggling with breakouts right now. My skin is going crazy. It's the worst it's been in quite some time. So I personally normally avoid putting tan on my face if I have active breakouts. And in this case, especially for a tan I've never tested before, I wanted to see how it worked on my body before putting it on my face. And I also didn't want to irritate my skin more than it already is. So in this case, I avoided my face, and I will just use, you know, a darker tinted moisturizer, add some bronzer, and even everything out. So I can't speak to if this Bali Body one works well on the face. My Loving Tan I've used a bunch of times on my face, but it's truly up to you, because some people break out, some people don't. So it's kind of a trial and error, but for me, I avoided it because I'm just trying to give my skin all the TLC and not irritate it with anything new. Something that was interesting is I felt that I needed less product than with Loving Tan. For Loving Tan, I will go over my body twice. For this, I felt like I looked really dark with one layer, just using like a couple pumps for each body part. So that was something that normally I'll do a full kind of self-tan of Loving Tan, and then I'll go through and do it again, another layer. For this Bali Body Tan, I looked at my skin after once through of, you know, those couple pumps on each part, and I was like, I don't want to be darker, I don't want to add more product because it looked so deep. So that is one thing I will say, I needed to use a lot less product with Bali Body than with Loving Tan. And I will say that I think Bali Body is darker. Gives me a darker, deeper, bronzier tan. I do get very tan with Loving Tan as well, but I do find that this Bali Body one did make me darker. In the morning, the tan had developed so beautifully. I looked so bronze, which is what I like. I love the satisfaction of waking up after self-tanning and you are a deep bronze. That is my favorite. So I found that everything looked really nice. It didn't look streaky, it didn't look patchy. It just looked super beautiful, to be honest. I loved it. My hands weren't orange at all. I felt really good. So I ended up wearing it for a few hours, and then I went ahead and I washed it off in the shower. Now I know they say just rinse with water, don't use soap. Well, I had worked out and then I showered, so I used soap. I just did a whole shower, and I found that the color stayed really beautifully. It's not obviously as dark as the Color Guard and the Developed Tan in the morning. You always look a little intense when you wake up with a fresh tan before you wash it off. I did notice, of course, that some of that dark color did wash away, but I did think that more color stuck than Loving Tan. I did feel like a deeper tone actually had stayed on my skin than when I used Loving Tan. So that is just something to keep in mind. I did feel like it made me deeper. So one thing I will say, the color is a different undertone than Loving Tan. So I love that Loving Tan is an olive undertone. I have an olive undertone in my skin. That's my natural skin's undertone, so I feel like Loving Tan looks really natural on me, and I really love it. I will say Loving Tan is my favorite color of tan ever. I will say that Bali Body doesn't beat the color, in my opinion, like the undertone. I love the undertone of Loving Tan, but I do love a deep tan, and Bali Body gives me a little bit deeper of a tan. I will say Bali Body looks a little bit more bronzy and warm. Loving Tan looks a little more olive. Do you think the undertone, that warm undertone, is what helps Bali Body look so deep and bronzy? But I do think it has the capability of getting orange, whereas with Loving Tan, I don't ever have that problem unless I really overdo it on my hands or feet. That is one of the reasons I will say I don't think this one is as beginner friendly, because I do think because of that warm undertone, if you do it right, it's beautiful. It's like the most stunning deep bronze glow, but if you overdo it, you could look orange, in my opinion. I think if I overdid it, if I applied too much, it could be a little unnatural, but I feel like if you do it right, it's gorgeous. So that's it, you guys. I hope this review was informative. I wanted to give you kind of a comparison because I know you guys know how much I love Loving Tan. After trying this new self-tanner, I will say Loving Tan can do no wrong. I love Loving Tan, but I also am definitely going to be incorporating this Bali Body self-tanner. I feel like I'm going to be using both consistently. I really think you can't go wrong either way, because there's nothing about this product that would really deter me from it. It is a cheaper option, it has more product, and it's deeper. So those are some really, really good pros. There's just those few cons of, you know, drying more quickly, not being as beginner friendly, but I'm not a beginner, so that's why I feel like it's a really good option. As long as I don't overdo it and look orange, I think it's gonna be great. So I'm really, really happy with this self-tanner. I am impressed. I feel like I have high standards for self-tanners because I feel like I really do use really high quality ones that I feel really look natural and work well on the skin. So I'm really impressed. I'm really happy with this product, and it will definitely be a part of my tanning routine. So if you guys liked this video, if you found it helpful, please give it a thumbs up. That helps my channel so much. So that's it. I hope you guys liked this video, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye.